Welcome to the 4th edition of Carver in Focus. On today's show, we have Pat Meagher of the Carver Public School System, Chuck Callan of the Frosty Dog, and Wendy Pioppi of Wicked Cupcakes. So join us, won't you? Hi, welcome. We are here with Chuck of the Frosty Dog. How are you today, Chuck?
Great, Gina. Great to have you here.
Excellent, thank you. I have a few questions for you if you don't mind.
Sure, absolutely.
Talk to me about the Frosty Dog. We are in the golf area, but I know there was a lot more when I walked in the door.
Well, it's been quite a project. It's been almost a 3-year project. 3 years ago, I purchased the building and decided I was going to open it up as an ice cream and hot dog place. That's kind of how the Frosty Dog came about, the name of the Frosty Dog. And I sat down with a couple ice cream owners and in the surrounding area, and they gave me some suggestions, and it just kind of mushroomed from there. We started out with, again, just ice cream, hot dogs. I built a full kitchen. We seat about 45 to 50 in the restaurant. From that point, I needed a little bit more to get us through the winter, so we expanded into a 30-game arcade, separate birthday party room that holds about 25 children. And then this past Christmas, I was able to build out the other side of the building and put in a 9-hole indoor miniature golf and 3 pool tables. And again, the whole philosophy of the Frosty Dog was to have a local place where families could come. And I kind of based everything on what it would take for a family of 4 to come out and have something to eat, have a dessert, have some fun, where they could spend an hour and a half, 2 hours. So it wasn't just a drive-through McDonald's, though I don't have anything against McDonald's, but we are not a McDonald's, and everything is cooked to order, so it takes a few extra minutes, but it's worked out really well, and I think it's been a huge plus for the community. You're bringing good old family fun back. Exactly, and I think in light of the way the economy is nowadays, that families need something to do. They need some fun, and again, that's the whole focus here. It's interesting because I do have quite a following from some of the communities in the area, Cranberry Village, South Meadow Village. And what's interesting is when the people from those communities come up, they're surrounded with kids, family and kids, and it's worked out really well. It's kind of all starting to gel together. And again, in light of the economy, because I know how difficult it is for a family of 4 to afford these extras. Now, I do have a couple of questions. What is the famous or favorite golf hole here that you could get a hole-in-one? Well, you know, it looks simple. It's challenging. The first hole is probably the most challenging. It's just a straight shot into a little cup, and it's very difficult. And then there's a few other holes here that it's fun. It's fun all around. It takes a couple times practicing, and it's great for a younger child to come and just learn, you know, how to hold a putter and play a game of miniature golf. Absolutely, and I see you have pool tables in the back. Is that something for the adults to do while the children are playing golf? That has been working out really well, because this is another thing that came about through just research in the area. There's no place in the area where a family can take their children to play pool. Any of the pool tables that are in bars, they require you to be 21 years of age to participate in pool. The pool tables are coin operated. It's $1 a game, and what I've been finding is that a number of adults, when their children are at a birthday party, they'll come over here and play pool, or in the restaurant part I have a TV on with the with the Olympics now, or the Red Sox game or the Bruins game, depending on what time of the year. So, I mean, there's a number of things for the adults to do. And also the families come in and play pool together. I mean, it's really a nice, I have some short pool sticks so that the little ones can learn how to play pool.
Great. Now let's get back to the ice cream. Tell me, what is the most famous flavor that is sold?
Well, you know, if you ask the gals that work for me, and I've been very fortunate because the gals that are with me now are my original help. So they've been with me this is our third season, so for 3 seasons. And if you ask them, I think they think all the flavors are good, because what tends to happen is that if they mess up on an order, they tend to eat the ice cream. So it's a type of thing that I don't know if they're messing up on purpose, or is it just how fast-paced we go. But we carry 30 flavors of hard serve ice cream, and the premium brand is Giffords, and they're based out of Maine. All my ice cream product is distributed through White's Dairy over in Acushnet, and their favorite, their #1 flavor is Chocolate Lovers Chocolate. And the Food Channel about a year ago did, they rated it as the #1 chocolate ice cream out of all the ice cream flavors that they tested. So I would have to say that's one. But we have a multiple flavors, and besides the hard serve, we also have soft serve, vanilla, chocolate, and twist. So
everybody loves a good twist in the summer.
Exactly. We all need a good twist. We all need a good twist.
So, and you also have a menu. Can you go over some of the items served on your menu?
Well, that was the whole thing when I started putting the Frosty Dog together. Again, we were thinking hot dogs, French fries, that type of thing. But with our full kitchen, we've extended our menu. We have fried clams, fish and chips, scallops, fries, hand-cut onion rings, homemade clam fritters, clam chowder, burgers, 100% Angus beef burgers, and chicken wings, chicken fingers, eggplant fries, sweet potato fries. So the menu is pretty extensive for a small operation like ours.
Well, excellent. Chuck, it was great to be here. You have a lot going on. And address, hours, anything you could give our viewers? Well,
right now we're on summer hours, and that's 7 days a week, 12 to 9 at night. In the fall, we'll cut back after, in September, we'll go Monday through Thursday, 3 to 8, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 12 to 8. And then in October, we cut back Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we'll do that through the entire winter. And that gives us the opportunity to still do birthday parties. And being closed Monday through Thursday, we do a number of fundraising events where I can bring a whole group of, say like the Pop Warner football team. They came in and had their award ceremony, and we had about 125 in the between the rest in the entire building. So they came in, they had something to eat, they had a dessert, they played the arcade, they played the miniature golf, and then they gave out their awards. So I'm doing a lot more of that in the off season.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here.
Well, and it's great having you guys, and I hope this gets out to all the Carver people, and that you all come down and try out the Frosty Dog. Thank you.
We are with the Assistant Superintendent of Business and Finance, Pat Meagher. Welcome, Pat. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me over.
Well, I was hoping you could tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your position here at the Carver School System.
Okay. Well, as far as being in the business end of for education, this is coming up about my 20th year of doing this. What you may not know is this is actually my second time in Carver. My first time was I started in Carver as actually Carver's first business manager after the Plymouth Carver region was dissolved. It was in 1993. I was here from 93 to 2000. And then I went to another district for a few years. I actually also got some experience in a regional vocational school for 6 years, and then was fortunate enough to have been able to come back here, which I'm very happy to be here, and I've been here for a little over 3 years now.
Well, welcome back, and we're glad to have you.
Well, thank you.
I'd like for you, if you could, tell us a little bit about what occurred during the summer. We had a nasty lightning strike.
Well, we did, and actually it was even more than one.
Ooh.
It was the end of June, fortunately after school was out. In fact, it was June 29th. there was a significant storm, and a very large bolt of lightning actually hit across the street from the high school. Traveled underneath, this was a Friday night, traveled underneath, took out some electrical boxes out in the back, and actually ended up taking out our phone system, our voicemail system, the PA system in the high school, one of the rooftop units for the auditorium that control the air conditioning, and part of our fire protection panel.
Well, that was quite a mess.
It was a mess. And while it was a good thing that it happened when school was out, part of the other issues were that because school was out, we weren't using all of our capabilities. So we had some things that weren't working that we didn't even know because we weren't using them on a regular basis. So what we did was we got our employees together, our head of technology, our head of maintenance, who played crucial roles, key roles in getting us back in shape. Particularly Ellen Smith, our network manager, worked relentlessly, tirelessly to get our phone system back, to get our voicemail system back, even to be able to use it intermittently and sparingly. We were actually didn't have a phone for about a week. And you could imagine if that happened in like March, in the middle of when school was in session. So, kind of make a long story short, it was an insurance claim. So, working with the insurance company to do this, we're about 95% finished with the phone system. The PA system is fixed. The voicemail system is fixed. The fire panel will be fixed this Friday, and we're just waiting on some additional quotes to finish off the unit on top of the auditorium. But one of the other issues that happened was after that, the major storm, the lightning strike, over the next couple of days, we got hit 3 more times.
Oh.
And then each of those times caused a little bit more damage. And then it kind of went away. But as far as I know, that was the first time that we ever had damage to a lightning strike in this building, and it was a considerable amount of damage.
Well, the good news is it's 95% and definitely on the mend.
You bet.
Now, there's been a lot of talk about the school buildings and the school survey, and recently there was just a focus group that happened. Could you discuss that?
Right. Well, I think everybody knows, and what we're talking about is the elementary campus.
Yes.
The elementary campus is something that probably about 8 years ago was really when it started to the idea started to come up about, well, we need to do something about those buildings. They're getting old, they're getting worn, they're getting tired. You know, systems aren't capable of handling today's needs, and so what can we do about that? So there were lots of meetings, lots of input and so forth, and you know, without going through a whole litany of that, but it came down to it went to the ballot box and it was denied.
Okay.
That doesn't take the problem away.
Correct.
It really doesn't take the problem away because we still have the same issues. We did do a community survey, and we got some information back, and then we did some focus groups to go over that information and even get some more input from the community. There really is no disagreement on anybody's part that a new facility is needed. That everybody agrees to. How we get there, how it's paid for, and so forth, that's where we have to regroup. And that's what we're hoping the results of the survey did, the results of the focus group did, was get the right people back together. Let's get some more dialogue started. Let's, you know, everybody kind of take a few steps back And what we'll do is regroup. We'll not start over again, but start our dialogue again with the proper community groups, school committee, board of selectmen, and so forth. And how can we now start to move forward again?
Okay.
And hopefully with the result being a new facility.
Okay. Now, I'm not sure if you can discuss this, but we know the teachers were up for renegotiations for their contract. Can you elaborate on what's been going on?
Right. We had been in negotiations with the teachers group for a new contract, and I'm very happy to say that the new contract was approved by both the school committee and the teachers.
Excellent.
In the last week or so. So that was a very good thing to see. It was a 3-year agreement. We had lots of very interesting negotiation sessions, and I'd like to thank the teachers group and the teachers bargaining unit for allowing us to have that time with them and negotiate to settlement of a contract. I think that the teachers group, we have to give them a lot of credit for really understanding the fiscal limitations that we were under and that the town of Carver is under. And they did. And they did. They were very, very cognizant of that. And over time, one of the things that is, at least from my point of view and with the school administration, is we were trying very hard to not have any further reduction in staff, or if it were, just minimal. And over the past few years, and looking over to the next few years, we were really able to do that. Because if you look back a number of years ago, we've lost dozens of teachers over the years, and we really don't want to lose any more. So again, our thanks to the Education Association of Plymouth and Carver for doing some bargaining with us and coming up to a mutual solution. We appreciate that.
Excellent. Now, recently in the newspaper, I read about the MCAS scores. Can you go over Carver and its MCAS score result?
With pleasure, really, because, and I'm just going to mention it briefly because I know the superintendent is going to talk about it in more detail. We talked about it at the school committee meeting the other night, and it will start to surface in the media outlets, but I know the superintendent is also going to do some presentations. But very, very proud to say that Carver made some tremendous increases in their MCAS scores, particularly up here at the high school. In fact, they made the most progress of any community on the South Shore.
Excellent.
And puts Carver right up there with what others may call the elite communities. We are there. We are right there along with them. But I'd like to give a special thanks to the teachers and the students who really made this work. The teachers did a great job in getting the students prepared, and the students did a great job in putting some real good effort into taking the test.
Well, that's excellent. Now, I realize you don't have a crystal ball, but I was hoping, could you elaborate a little bit on what the future holds for state aid, school budgets?
Well, you're right about the crystal ball, and really nobody has one, but I think that when we look into the future, and we've already seen some indications of some positive increases in some of the state aids that we do get. When we look back a few years, there were some significant decreases in some of that aid, the major aid that we depend on. And of course, it goes down a lot faster than it's going to go up. But we have seen signs where it's making small progress, inching up a little bit. So hopefully we hope it continues to go that way. And but what we've always done between the school department and the town hall is make a cooperative effort at budget time. We always have done that, and even going back to when I was here first in the early 90s, it was always a collaborative effort with the town hall. We meet with them early on. In fact, we're going to be meeting with them in a couple of weeks to start looking at FY14, which is coming up. So it's we actually have probably the best relationship that I have ever seen between in a given town between the school department and the town hall. It is a very, very good relationship. We work well together, we understand each other, and particularly at budget time, we work with the town administrator, the town accountant, the treasurer, and so forth, the board of selectmen, the school committee. We come up with a number that everybody can live with, and then we stick to that number. And what we have to do, as far as being stewards, as I am, being the steward of the money and being responsible for literally 2/3 of the town's money.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. In our budget, we make sure that it is certainly utilized in the way in which we said it was going to be, to take care of the priorities that we so note. And then at the end of the year, and I've never done this in 20 years, not be overspent. So we, again, look forward to maybe a little bit better news from the state level, but certainly another mutually cooperative get together with the town to have another budget season.
Well, excellent. Pat, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
We are here today at Wicked Cupcakery and Bake Shop with Wendy Pioppi. Hello, Wendy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, I just have to say, not only does it look great in here, it smells fantastic.
Thank you.
So, Wendy, tell me, you are into baking. How?
My grandmother, who lived right next door to us in Halifax, actually made wedding cakes for a living.
Oh.
Spent a lot of time in our kitchen. A lot of fond memories. She taught me a lot.
So you enjoy baking. Excellent. Why in Carver?
Well, my mother owns Dee's Omelet Shop. We've been here approximately 30 years. And I am a very family-oriented person, and we stick close.
And so I see baking and cooking is definitely in the genes. It's in the blood.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. And tell me, what is your best seller? You have an awful lot. Could you tell me what you have for cupcakes? What's the best seller?
Okay.
Where'd you come up with the names?
So, probably our best seller is the Mostess. It's a spin-off of the Hostess cupcake, just bigger and better. We have over 100 flavors.
That's a lot of cupcakes.
It is, and it's overwhelming sometimes, especially when somebody wants to put an order in or they want a cupcake tower for a wedding, because it's a little overwhelming. But we typically stick with sweet vanilla, traditional chocolate, red velvet, Mostess in the case, throughout the year, and then seasonally we switch them out.
So I see something that looks like a whoopie pie.
Yes, it is fall, and pumpkins are great in the fall, so we do a pumpkin whoopie pie with a maple ginger filling.
I'm only chuckling. I can see the cameraman leaning in and he's drooling. So you also have a quiche in there, and I see something called the cookie bar.
Yes, the Toll House cookie bar is very, very popular. It's a big, huge Toll House cookie. We do use Nestle chips here. It is the state chip. We try and keep everything, everything we bake with meaning here. Right down to some of the names of our cupcakes. But the Toll House cookie bar is a big Toll House cookie, and we put buttercream on it, and we chop up more cookies, and then we drizzle it in chocolate.
Oh, sounds delicious. So what's next? What's next for Wendy? What's next for Wicked Cupcakery?
Right now, Slow and Steady is winning the race. I would absolutely love a second location. I would love a delivery truck. There's some big goals in the future.
Excellent. I think that's great. Well, you did promise that I could bake a cupcake, so
Sure,
I'm
yeah.
going to hold you to it.
All right.
Shall we get started?
Absolutely.
Great, let's do it.